Good evening. Let's read the question first. If you observe this question very carefully, this question contains two parts. Obviously, you have to write answer for both the parts. If you miss any one part, marks will not be allocated. That's the reason why you have to pay a very serious and keen attention. Look at this now. What is gender budgeting? This is the part 1 of the question. So obviously you are expected to write the definition of gender budgeting. For any reason, if you don't write about what is gender budgeting, and if you straight away jump to the part 2, then whatever the marks that are supposed to be allocated to part 1 of this question will not be allocated. I want you to be very careful regarding this. Now look at the question. What is gender budgeting? Discuss. Again we have been asked to discuss, and you know the meaning of the word discuss. Discuss how various initiatives of the government led to show that India is shifting from women's development to women-led development since its introduction in the year 2006. Please remember one thing very clearly. If you get a question regarding women or the children, SCs, STs or other minorities, those questions you have to answer very carefully. Clear? If you look at this question, then obviously we are understanding this question is related to women. But what is the question here? They are not asking you to write some issues that are related to women. No. You have to discuss regarding various initiatives of the government led to show that India is shifting from women's development to women-led development. This difference you have to understand very clearly. Earlier, in India, we used to discuss regarding how to empower women. That is called Women's Empowerment. And for this reason, we got the 73rd Amendment Act, which you already know. And on every stage, on every dais, the people are mentioning about the women's empowerment as if you are giving the support to women for their upliftment. But now, that stage has been passed. Now, instead of talking about women's development, women are leading the development. This is a wonderful point you have to remember very carefully. That is the reason why it is called women's development to women-led development. Meaning, the development in various areas today are being led by women. This is the very important thing. Clear? Since its introduction in the year 2006. What is the basic question here? The question is related to gender budgeting. So you have to mention about gender budgeting. And one thing is very clear. This gender budgeting has been introduced in the year 2006. Starting from the year 2006 till today, various initiatives have been put in place by the government. And that led to the women's development and creating a status for them to lead the development. That is the reason why this is called women-led development. Clear? So what you are supposed to write in this particular answer? Number 1, you have to write about what is gender budgeting, that I am going to tell you now. Number 2, right? Number 2, what are the various initiatives by the government so that women will be empowered and they will be leading the developments. Clear? Very important that you need to write. So obviously you will be writing some of the the schemes that are introduced by the government that led to the women's development and led to women-led development in India. Clear? So now, that is the reason why when you are reading the question, you have to read the question carefully and you should understand the question as it is asked. Is that okay? So there should not be any choice for our own interpretation. Clear? Now, look at this. But before going ahead, we should know some point here. 2 points I have given. Without understanding these 2 points, we cannot write a better answer for this question. Look at this note we have given. According to Economic Survey of 2023 and 24, clear? Recent economic survey. According to this, there has been a remarkable 218.8% rise in the budget allocation for women's welfare from the financial year 2014 to 2025. What is this 2025? This is the current budget. Current budget is 2024-25. If you want to write in a very detailed manner, you can write. Otherwise, you can say financial year 2014 to financial year 2025. If you look at this particular figures, so there is a remarkable rise in the allocation. This is with respect to women. Clear? Welfare of the women. And you should also note that the economic survey highlights the importance of women-led development. Since beginning we mentioned about the women. Women must be educated, women must be given the support, women should be allowed to lead. Clear? And once it is done, the society will go forward and there will be overall development of the nation. Clear? These points we have discussed during our regular sessions. Look at this. Starting with the health and education of the girl child. So whenever you want to go for the, if you want to, implement so many schemes for women, that will lead to women's empowerment and that will lead to women-led development. For this reason, for every girl child, you have to provide health and education. Very, 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 very important one. Proper health will come into the picture with proper food, meaning nutritious food must be provided to the the girl children. Key indicators show progress in this area with the national sex ratio at birth, this is called SRB, improving from 918 to 930. So this is a considerable improvement. And the maternal mortality rate MMR decreasing from 130 to 97 per lakh live births. So this is another very, very important thing. So here the sex ratio is increasing, MMR is decreasing. That's because of the gender budgeting introduced in the year 2006. Kindly remember, it is not just introduction of the gender budgeting, but effective implementation of the various policies that will lead to the welfare of the woman. That is very important. Clear? So now you know the question, you know some of the points, right? By keeping this in mind, we need to go ahead to write the answer. What is that you are writing? Introduction. What is gender budgeting? You have to write. Once you write this definition, the first part of the question will be over. That is answered. Now, in the body, you have to mention about the government schemes, because the question itself is asking regarding the various initiatives by the government. Clear? What are the initiatives? Nothing but what are the schemes, how it led to the, the women's development leading to women-led development. And finally, because of all these things, there should be a positive approach in the conclusion. Clear? So now let's go ahead and look at this. If you look at this particular, slide, I have given 3 definitions with respect to gender budgeting. In the examination, you can write only one. If you look at this one, the last paragraph, so this is a very, very lengthy one. But if you look at the first and second, so this is a very small one, and I suggest you to write this or this. Clear? But I want you to read even the third paragraph also, so that you will get some more clarity on this one. And out of these three, if you ask me what definition you can write, I suggest you to go for the definition number 2, because certain words like fiscal policy and administration have been used in this definition. Clear? That is the reason why on the spot in the examination you have to decide regarding what to write, what definition that you need to write. Clear? Very, very important one. And that comes out of practice only. That is the reason why practice is a must. So, gender budgeting. When it comes to general budgeting, it's a strategy. What do you mean by gender budgeting? It's a strategy for what? To achieve equality between women and men by focusing on how public resources are collected and spent. That's it. This is the meaning here. So how the government resources are being collected and spent with respect to the welfare of the women. So the focus is on women, so that will be leading to equality between men and women. So this is the definition with respect to gender budgeting. Or you can write, this is an approach to budgeting that uses fiscal policy and administration. What is fiscal policy? Budget, right? So we know the meaning of this one. Fiscal policy is decided by the government. So that uses fiscal policy and administration to promote gender equality and girls and women's development. That's it. Clear? Out of these two, you write any definition as you like. But I want you to read both. But I told you already, since you are writing an examination to get into a wonderful, government job at the higher level, I want you to use some, the words that are related to the administration. Clear? This is called the administrative jargon. Like, the fiscal policy and administration. If those words are reflected in the definition, then your answer is carrying weightage. So weightage will lead to more marks. Clear? Or gender budgeting is a strategy that includes gender considerations in the budgeting process. Its goal is to allocate public resources, meaning government resources, in a way that promotes gender equality and addresses the unique needs of different genders. It involves analyzing and allocating budget resources in a way that addresses the specific needs and priorities of women and girls and promote gender sensitive policies of the gender policies of the government and also the programs. Clear? So the government is making the policies and programs. These are gender sensitive policies and programs. So obviously women are considered to be backward in our society because ours is a patriarchal society. But that should not be the case. That shouldn't be the case anymore because of the gender budgeting that was introduced in the year 2006. Clear? So out of these three, anything you can write, or if you want to write a definition by clubbing all the three, that's up to you. But make your introduction as brief as possible because you need to write a lot. A lot means what? Again, not too many number of pages. You have to remember that there is a limitation. Clear? Now from here, let's go ahead and look at this. Look at this. So in the body, what is that you are going to write? Fine. First one is the Mission Shakti. Is a women empowerment program launched by the Ministry of Women and Child Development for the period 2021 to 2025. Because we are in this particular period, when you are writing this examination, I suggest you to mention these schemes. If you want to reduce the words, you can remove this one, Ministry of Women and Child Development. You can, this one, you can remove it. And you can say launched by the government. That's it. Instead of writing Ministry of Women and Child Development. Clear, instead of writing 6 words, you can write down launched by the government. Finish. Clear, this is how you have to, manage in the examination. It aims to strengthen interventions for women's welfare, safety, and empowerment, making women equal partners in nation building. Clear? So by writing this one, so you have written about the, what is asked in the question. What is the question here? Government initiatives, right? That led to the women-led development. Clear? Kindly remember, women must be given the top priority. Women should be given the equal priority. Women should be allowed to take the decisions. Women should be empowered, and that will lead to the women-led development. Clear? And India is experiencing this, right? Look at this. Initiatives like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Sukanya Samruddhi Yojana, Janani Shishu Suraksha Karyakram, and Pradhana Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana have also contributed to significant improvements in the welfare and empowerment of the women and girls. Kindly remember, you are not expected to explain about all the initiatives here. By clubbing all these things, you are making your answer brief. You are writing the perfect answer within the limitation. Clear? These programs have led to an increase in institutional deliveries from 78.9% to 88.6%, and improved public health service utilization and birth spacing. Clear? And what do you mean by institutional deliveries? Basically, in India, the deliveries are, even today also that take place. The deliveries, that when the pregnant woman delivers a baby, those deliveries are occurring even today also at the at the residences. But because of this pollution and unhygienic conditions, so there may be problem for the the infant and also to the mother. That is the reason why better to take the pregnant woman to the hospital, and the trained people are there, safety measures are taken. If something is serious, the section can be performed, right, and proper medication can be given. But if anything of that sort happens at the residence, then who is responsible for this? So that may be a significant, that may lead to significant danger to both mother and the infant. That is the reason why the the deliveries at the residences must be avoided, and one should promote the institutional deliveries, meaning taking the pregnant woman to the hospitals and let the delivery take place in the presence of the the medical experts. Am I clear? And because of this one, you can reduce the maternal mortality rate. Do you agree with me? Obviously yes, right? Now look at this. So another mission, the mission Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 programs focus on improving women's health beyond just calorie intake and improving overall health and immunity with the proper micronutrients. Right? It is not just feeding them, but you need to take the measures beyond that. Education is the key to empowering women. That is the reason why Sarva Siksha Abhiyan, SSA, and Right to Education have made sure that boys and girls enroll in school equally. For the past 5 years, more women have been enrolled in higher education than men. This is another very, very important thing. Right? So these are all the statistics that we get from the government surveys. That is the reason why we say the gender budgeting that was introduced in the year 2006, that is continuing even today, and that will continue for a long period of time. And because of that reason, there is an women empowerment, and now we have women led development. Am I clear? And whatever the answer you are writing, my dear friends, you have to write an effective answer within the specified number of minutes. That's it. Clear? And that is possible only by practice. Similarly, if you look at this one, women's participation in skill development has increased. Under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, it grew from 42.7% to 52.3%. Similarly, the Jan Shikshan Samsthan, the scheme has 82% of the female beneficiaries. Women involvement in ITIs and NSTIs rose from 9.8% in the financial year 2016 to 13.3% in the financial year 2024. Kindly remember this one. If you are able to remember the statistics very correctly, then write these statistics in the examination, right? Include these statistics as a part of the answer. But when you are writing, make sure that the data is absolutely correct. By mistake also, don't write wrong data, and that will pull away marks from you. Am I clear? Right? So like this, the various programs have come into the picture, right? And all these led to the women led development. Clear? And when it comes to the Women in Science and Engineering program has supported nearly 1962 women scientists from 2018 to 2023. So various initiatives have come into the picture, various policies, various programs are being formulated and implemented, and for this reason separate allocation is being made in the budget, that is called gender budgeting. And because of the various measures and initiatives taken by the government, now we can see the women led development in India. Conclude in a positive tone, finish, you will be getting the fantastic marks. Fine. So this is how you need to write answer for the questions. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next session.